Good evening and welcome. This is the newsroom, and our newsroom goes where the news is. And tonight the news is in Beijing. I'm Rahul Kamal. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi met his Chinese counterpart Li Keqiang in Beijing today. The Prime Minister made the most forceful articulation by any Indian leader ever about India's concerns when it comes to border and security. And he made this articulation on Chinese soil. He also came up with an out-of-the-box diplomatic announcement when he said that Chinese tourists will hereon get e-visas if they want to come to India. Now, this is a matter that had been stuck in the bureaucratic red tape in New Delhi. The security establishment was opposed to it. The MEA was pushing for it. But the Prime Minister took the bold political gambit of going ahead despite security concerns and announcing e-visas for Chinese tourists. He also indulged in a bit of cultural diplomacy when he, along with his Chinese counterpart, saw a yoga Tai Chi joint performance at the Temple of Heaven. Here's how Prime Minister Modi spent the most important day of his China visit in Beijing today.
Centuries ago, ancient Chinese emperors used to pay tribute to gods for good harvest at the Temple of Heaven in Beijing. On Friday, it became a site for Tai Chi and diplomacy, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chinese Premier Li Keqiang spent the afternoon watching students practice Tai Chi, a softened version of martial arts practiced for health benefits. The two leaders stood in awe as the students performed. Prime Minister Modi even advocated the benefits of yoga to the Chinese.
योग तन, मन और बुद्धि तीनों को संतुलित रखने की कला है। और आज जब विश्व मानसिक तनाव से गुजर रहा है तो उस समस्या से मुक्ति का मार्ग है योग।
The Prime Minister and the Chinese Premier are above at the Temple of Heaven. Very serene, very beautiful, one of Beijing's main landmarks. And the Prime Minister spoke about International Yoga Day on the 21st of June. And the Chinese Premier immediately said that he hopes that China will be supported by India in its quest for an International Tai Chi Day. He wants to build on that, and he's hoping that India will support him.
Tai Chi performance over, the Prime Ministers of the world's two biggest countries leaned on each other for a political power-packed selfie. Prime Minister Narendra Modi pulled out a smartphone, extended his arm and cozied up with the Chinese Premier for the shot and quickly tweeted the photo. The political power selfie got a like from Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook and even went viral on Weibo, registering close to 8,000 RTs in just 40 minutes. At the Kingdom of Heaven, Prime Minister Modi seemed to be on a selfie-clicking spree, happily obliging young Chinese students who swarmed around him. Earlier in the day, the Prime Minister was at his charming best at Tsinghua University.
Niman Chued, Woshua Chungwan, Kaibu Kai, Kaima.
For his young audience, it was a speech crafted to capture the future.
About 33% of the world's population is either Indian or Chinese. Yet, our people know very little of each other. We must seek inspiration from the pilgrims of the ancient times who braved the unknown in search of knowledge and enrich us both. So we have decided to extend electronic tourist visa to Chinese nationals.
And how did you find his speech? What did you make of it?
Well, I think Mr. Prime Minister is a very passionate person, and his speech is very inspiring. And he talked about the cooperations between two countries, and I look forward to.
The 21st century is the century of Asia altogether, and I used to know that Asia is a country with great culture and civilization, but today through his speech I know that India is also a country, a superpower, also in economy.
Fitted between the non-stop protocol, day 2 was the crux of Prime Minister Modi's visit.
Students out here, they thought that it was very impressive of the Prime Minister to have begun his address, of course, in Chinese itself. It is another of, in fact, Mr. Modi's signature style. When he goes out to a country, he tries speaking their language, at least uttering a few sentences, a few phrases there. And he has definitely seemed to have made an impact on the students at one of China's premier university, Tsinghua. With video journalist Ashok Bhano, this is Smita Sharma for Headlines Today.
Right after the yoga and Tai Chi performance got over, I caught up with a bunch of young Chinese people who were learning yoga and a bunch of young Indians living here in China who'd been practicing Tai Chi. And we spoke about how yoga and Tai Chi could help bring India and China closer together. We are here at the Temple of Heaven. We've got a bunch of yoga practitioners and Tai Chi practitioners with us. They've just finished performing for the premiers of our two countries. Let's have a quick chat to find out how their experience was. And I want to start by asking the first question to you, to this girl, because you'd remember her from earlier this week when she was the Bharatnatyam dancer at the India Today Global Roundtable in Beijing today. She was leading the ceremony for the yoga performers and even had an opportunity to speak to the Prime Minister. What did you tell the Prime Minister?
Oh, I just tell the experience when I practicing yoga. Because I'm a dancer, so yoga for me is quite a new thing. But for this period, practicing give me a lot of new feeling. Very good experience.
You felt very happy because you've been going to India for such a long time and here you had an opportunity to perform before the premiers of both countries.
Yes, of course. Very proud.
I also want to speak to Mohan Bhandare. He's the head teacher of one of the top yoga institutes over here. We saw him practice also earlier this week. Now all your students and you yourself coming together for this yoga performance, special moment.
It is a very special moment to see both prime ministers talking about yoga, and they're not talking like very briefly, but it looked like they have good understanding about yoga and Tai Chi. And Mr. Modi also talked about Tai Chi and to bring the two countries together, to bringing the traditional art of two countries together. I think it is a wonderful moment, not only for us as an Indian, but also for all our students. And I think in China, yoga going to grow continuously as these two prime ministers come together and talk.
You run one of the yoga institutes here in Beijing. Do you think an opportunity like this where yoga is showcased, now tomorrow it will be in all the big newspapers, more people will find out about yoga, do you see the popularity of yoga grow because of that?
Yes, I see that only from this event we can see how much enthusiasm is created. So I'm sure that it can create an incredible passion for yoga in the future. So it's great event.
And that's great for your business and it's great for people there.
Yes, thankful. I'm very thankful.
Okay, I want to speak also to some of the Indian students who have been practicing Tai Chi for how long? So, you know, I know of Chinese doing yoga. You're the first bunch of Indians I've seen doing Tai Chi.
We decided let's do something different. Let's let the Indians do Tai Chi. So
how long have you been here? How did you pick up Tai Chi? What do you do?
Basically, I'm a student here. I study medicine. We've been here for almost 1.5 years. And we were given an option in university to select one of the sports. So we were like, let's do something amazing. Let's take Tai Chi. So we learned Tai Chi eventually for 1.5 years. And this is a great opportunity to perform in front of our Prime Minister here in China.
So how's the experience of doing Tai Chi for you?
It's been pretty good. It's something new. Like in yoga, we've already done Surya Namaskar and stuff like that. But in Tai Chi, it was totally new, like Baihal Yangshe and other stuff which I can't pronounce. But yeah, it's been pretty good, amazing.
Explain to our viewers the similarities and the differences between yoga and Tai Chi.
Okay, what I have learned of Tai Chi, it basically helps you as a oneness between yourself, the world, and the soul inside you. So the powers inside you go out. and the powers from outside go in and help you to maintain a oneness within you, and also help in flexibility and mental stability.
And that just shows how similar both yoga and Tai Chi really are in different ways.
No, I think they will both work with energy, and once you are having different movement of the body, you're just channelizing the energy. And I think it is a basic concept of both practices.
How have you seen, since the both of you are yoga teachers over here, how have you seen the popularity of yoga grow? Because I see lots of yoga centers, I see lots of young Chinese doing yoga.
Yeah, because they are very stressed because of the work, and when they come to the yoga classes, they really feel relief mentally, physically, and they keep doing that, and as they're doing that, they're growing more and more.
As I end, can I request you all to do one of your favorite Tai Chi asanas? What do you call asanas in?
We'll do the basic Tai Chi.
Okay, so you do that, and can you get your crew to do whatever you thought was the highlight of your yoga performance, all right? Can we just have that? Let me just step aside. So you also need to tell our viewers what you guys are doing, okay?
Okay.
So talk us through it while you do it.
Emma will do that for you.
Okay, go on. So, okay, tell us. What is the particular exercise that you're doing? Go ahead and do it.
Basically, it's like first.
Like we're controlling.
Great, thank you very much. Thank you very
You're
much.
most welcome. You're most welcome.
Thank you. It's been great having you. With camera person Kirpal Singh, this is Rahul Kamal at the Temple of Heaven in Beijing for Headlines Today.
Okay, come on, let's do this.
Okay, so what are you supposed to do?
Okay. This. 1, 2, 3, go.
Thank you. It's great to see these young people take yoga and Tai Chi across the Himalayas. More power to them. Earlier, Bollywood used to be India's biggest soft power export. Now it seems yoga is giving Bollywood a run for its money. I caught up with the Chancellor of the Swami Vivekananda Yoga University to understand how yoga suddenly seems to have got a new lease of life the world over. We're joined now by Dr. H.R. Nagendra. He's the Chancellor of the Swami Vivekananda Yoga University. He's come from Bengaluru to Beijing. He used to be in NASA and now he's focusing on Vyasa. A big moment for yoga to get so much play here in China, sir?
Yeah, it's a great thing that's happening here, particularly after our Prime Minister brought June 21st as the International Day of Yoga. There has been tremendous response from all over. Imagine 177 countries supporting his suggestion, and UNO just passed the resolution in just 3 months.
At the event, the Prime Minister introduced you to the Chinese Premier. What was the kind of conversation you had?
He was telling that I was in NASA and then I am here and then we are doing a lot of research.
So how did you decide to give up NASA for yoga?
Because Vyasa is greater. Yoga is greater than modern science and technology. It gives a direction to modern science and technology.